Alright, so here we go. This is an interesting one.
Worth season 2.
Oh my gosh, this is autographed. This is crazy. And you know what's crazy is somebody gave me one of these during the pandemic, actually.
This is
whose autograph is that?
Well, this is Michael Dorn, Worf.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I kind of forgot I got Michael Dorn's autograph. I think that might have been the first one I got.
And then this is from
crazy.
this is from the early season, right? Because he's got the weird.
So this is Galoob. So this really is kind of worth something, maybe, except not really, because somebody bought me one during the pandemic for like next to nothing. So I happen to know if it wasn't autographed, it wouldn't be worth much.
Right.
Even though this is basically before the Playmates ones came out. They had Galoob put these out, and they didn't do very well. Basically, they kind of felt like they should have done better. And basically then, the Playmates ones obviously are, you can see the Playmates ones are just bigger. Here's another.
Yeah, there's a big
Playmate size.
And that's a Borg right there. But it is signed though, right?
Well, yeah, that's Michael Dorn's autograph.
So you gave it to him and he signed it for you?
Yeah, it was at a convention. I don't think he charged money. You see, as I recall...
And what year was that?
Well, it would have been the 90s, I'm not sure.
And you shook his hand and said, I'm a big fan.
I probably did not shake his hand because they just keep the line moving. You get to say hi, you get to talk to him a little bit.
Oh, it's like in and out, like get out of here.
But he's got to keep his hand writing, that's the thing. I remember my dad said after we got somebody's autograph, he was like, I noticed that they barely touch the marker and they barely move their hand because they have to just keep signing their name for like 1,000 times or whatever.
Then you will have to research how many of those are in the market in mint condition, right?
Right, and that's the thing. He probably didn't autograph too many of those, you know? I mean, his autograph on a picture probably is a standard price.
This is
this is the Negus.
Yeah, now we were talking about how Wallace Shawn played this character recently.
Who could pull off being a pop culture actor and an avant-garde artist at the same time? Nobody but Wallace Shawn.
And Felix Morello.
So I think
very elite company, very exclusive club, you know.
That's right. That's right. We got the real thing here, folks.
That's right. We're here doing
Wallace Shawn would be honored. If he could be here.
Good old Zek.
Yeah.
And he likes potatoes too.
I'd imagine.
He's a huge fan. He's like, I like potatoes.
He might even like root beer nowadays.
Mark, your mother and I think you're being too conservative.
Root beer. She's the clone of the.
That's right.
The clone. She's from the
mirror universe, right?
Not quite.
Not quite, but she's like a clone of the Shard that died.
Not quite. Tashiar ended up going back in time and having a child with a Romulan who enslaved her.
That's it. Yeah.
And
so this is not the Shard. What's the name of the one that got killed?
Tasha Yar. This is her daughter, Sela.
$10.
So how come it looks so much like the
economic nostalgia?
How come it looks so much as the first actor?
Well, the idea is that her daughter just happens to look pretty much exactly like her. I guess the human DNA was.
Wait a minute, time out. But is it the same character? Are they related or not?
It's the same actress, Denise Crosby. Basically, the idea was she was on TNG as a regular, but they were not using her character much, and she quit because it was just really boring for her.
See, of course.
And she was defiant and young and felt like she could do better.
I'm gonna kill you off.
And said, I don't want to be saying aye, Captain for the rest of my life.
But then they wrote this episode where it's like time has just gone wrong because the Enterprise C goes through a time
But that's
portal.
not her, right?
You keep
Go ahead. I'll wait.
So there's... like we were talking about earlier, like in First Contact, they're trying to prevent an alternate timeline from being formed.
Yeah.
So there's an alternate timeline that brings her back to life, Tasha Yar.
Yeah.
And so Picard basically sends her on this spaceship.
A suicide mission.
Sort of, yeah. But she goes back in time and she gets captured by the Romulans, and she has a baby who grows up to hate humans, and this is that baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I think wasn't there
I almost got it.
Yeah.
So they brought back the same actress.
But of course that makes sense. My
Totally.
salute to the
When-
writers.
When the actress thought better of her decision,
But
she realized, I was just
Because it became
Yeah.
a better show.
head in the
Yeah.
clouds as a young actress,
Did
and
she do a
yeah.
lot of shows with this character as a
So yeah,
her
she
daughter?
ended up being on a few episodes.
She's
this
like,
character.
Nice.
why
But
did
she
y'all
was
make the
evil.
show better after I left?
But she was evil back then.
Yeah, well, she
Nice.
she never even becomes a good guy. She's always.
I mean, that's the thing
bad
about
guy.
sci-fi. If you leave, we could always write your character back on with alternate
You gotta do
timelines
it
or
right.
clones
You gotta
or
do it right so it's
whatever.
believable.
And wasn't there some kind of thing where she was given permission to stay in the past instead of
But what race was she?
like
Yeah,
because
the thing
she
is
felt
she
like
was not. She was like a Romulan, right?
she never felt at home?
She was a Romulan, so she was half Romulan
half Romulan,
and half human.
right.
Well,
Uh,
the original character Tasha was all
Was human, right?